So we've returned to the experiment after a very long weekend. Pardon me. It's now July 11th on Monday. When I returned, the lamp was still on, and of course the Windows machine had gone to sleep. It had gone into sleep mode, so we'll need to make sure we change that. So change the power settings so it doesn't go to sleep. So I went to sleep. We only actually caught 2 images, even though it was set to record every hour. Because the machine went to sleep, then it only got two images, and then it went to sleep and just left the light on. Another thing that happened over the past few days is you'll notice my little tiny setup to allow for the power cord to come out the bottom of the vertically oriented scanner has collapsed, and of course now the entire rig is not entirely vertical. We need to change that. So things to update, we need to change the rig itself so that it's more stable, won't fall through. It looks as if nothing has happened inside our pumpkin seeds. That doesn't seem to have, no, they don't seem to have grown. I'm going to tear this apart in a second to see what's inside there. Right now we have the black notebook as a black background to take a look at. Image-wise, things don't look too bad. Go over here to our images. Let's see here. We're on our. Go find our directory where it's at. These are 2 images that we took. This is the second image that we took. Oh, that's the light on, and oh, makes sense. For some reason, the light control didn't turn off. Somebody went to sleep. So here's the image with the light turned off and just the scanner. You can see that the seeds themselves are a bit out of focus. We're learning that this particular scanner is focused to right on the scanner bed, so we have to either upgrade the scanner or look at some algorithms to try to sharpen that up. A little bit of seed there. About to take this apart and see if we actually have any growth. Ryan actually planted some other pumpkin seeds that were germinated separately, and they've also been sitting in this cell over here, if you will. You can see right away they are very large. They're pointed towards the window where the light is. Obviously, we don't have a grow light on these guys, but there definitely is a bunch of roots. This one over here has a main root or a tap root that's definitely headed south. These were germinated and left to germinate for a few days, and they went crazy. They were hugely large. So again, we have to optimize, or at least work towards improving how well these plants grow inside our agar solution, and then see if we can't transfer that growth chamber over to the observation center over here to see if we can get those roots growing online. So not too bad for a first proof of concept. Lots of questions to be answered. So I've disassembled our initial little quick setup, rescued the scanner from that crushed cardboard box, doesn't fall to the ground, so that's ready to go. The lamp is still where it needs to be, up top. I've adjusted the power settings under System in Windows 10 so that the sleep, when plugged in, the PC goes to sleep never. The screen can go off. It goes off every 10 minutes. Wasn't sure how Windows 10 handled power, especially when there was an active program running. It looks like it just shut the whole thing down. And when I came in this morning, the computer was asleep, and everything was, even though data acquisition was running, the OS shut down all the data acquisition as well. So that's been changed. Hopefully that's been fixed. The other thing that looks like we're going to have to combat is Ryan did a quick test of looking at different concentrations of the agar, and he put them inside these little trays here. And now that the agar test is gone, of course, all of the water that was added to the powder agar is now gone. It's completely evaporated. It's just a really very thin film of agarose all over the bottom of these plates. Of course, we'll clean them out and reuse them. But what I've done is I've taken our root observation chamber, our rock, that we just used with the pumpkin seeds. I mentioned before the pumpkin seeds did not appear to be growing even though they were germinated. I've placed them here against the whiteboard, And I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can get it. Maybe whiteboard's not the best. There's definitely, maybe through the light, there we go. You can see that the top of the agar, especially that has been illuminated by our grow light, appears to have dried out. The water has evaporated and left. And again, nothing has really happened with the seeds, even though they've been in there for 4 or 5 days. They have not continued to grow. So the seeds are not happy, while the other seeds that were germinated to a much longer extent were definitely happy. So it looks like we may have to, a next important step might be somehow develop an irrigation system to keep the agar flooded with water. I'm not sure how we do that. I'm not sure how much water will permeate or percolate down through the agar. With some bubbles down there that come up from the bottom, obviously. But sort of like a gel experiment, it looks as if our water is leaving. So we definitely want to keep these seeds hydrated. We don't want them to sit around in dry gel. We don't want the gel to thicken up. This particular gel was 60% of the recommended amount of agarose per water, so it was a very thin gel to begin with, and it looks like it's dried out. I went ahead and moved our growing pumpkin plants over here to the window just so they can get more light, just to keep them happy. So now we can sort of see them again using the sunlight as the illumination behind it. This is not even though the gels were created very, very similar in time. This is a 50% gel. I think down here you can see down the bottom. You can see it has not dried out as much. I'm guessing it's because it was not underneath the grow lamp. Even though the grow lamp is an LED, it looks as if just the light has caused the water to evaporate. So we're going to have to solve this problem of evaporating water to keep the plants happy. So we'll see what happens.